Today marks the beginning of one of the best sales I've ever seen at Olight. There's tons of new products, lots of things to talk about, and I'm going to try to get through them as quickly as I can. I'm going to pay close attention to what the best deals are, what you should avoid, and we're going to talk about this thing quite a bit. Let's go ahead and get started. Now at this point, I'm sure you've probably already seen a video on the Seeker 4. It probably has a number of reviewers already covering it. I'm going to give you some base info right here about outputs and runtimes. The nice thing about Olight is they're fastidious about making sure they match exactly what they say in the manual. And that has been confirmed by many independent sources at this point. Olight would lose face if they didn't do that. So that's the nice thing, is I don't have to spend too much time on this. They've had improvement in output. Now it's 4,600 lumens. But that's not what really matters to me. It was already plenty bright enough. What really matters is that it has this new holster, which has a lot of new features, including a waterproof Type-C port right here. Now it does not have a silicone cover, which means dust and lint can still get in. But if you can clean it out, it'll be fine. I hope in the future they will consider adding a silicone cover. The real thing, though, that makes this go from something I would never consider to all of a sudden now I'm interested is the fact that when you pull it out of the holster, it automatically unlocks the flashlight, meaning that then I can quickly press the button and turn on the light. And conversely, if it's in the holster, I can't turn it on, which is kind of awesome, right? So you're not going to accidentally turn it on as long as it's in the holster, either one of these two designs. And if I have it on and I stick it in the holster, it will automatically drop to 300 lumens, which is not hot enough to burn me or be of any concern. So that is a really nice thing. And also with the horizontal holster, having that 300 lumen output, if I have it say on turbo and I slot it in and this is on my right side, now I have hands-free use with that horizontal holster. Now this is an addition you'd have to buy separately. This actually comes with it, the vertical version, and it comes with this, which is actually part of the reason why I might actually incorporate the Seeker 4 into my setup. Where this is going to go is in a car, and I'm going to set it up with this holster, like so, on the passenger side console. And what it means is I can pull this out and immediately use it, or I can just take out the entire thing and take the flashlight with me. This thing's going to have crazy run times with a 21700 battery, really high output. It's just a phenomenal light. And speaking of phenomenal, I talked to my rep, Peter, and he's actually going to enable us to give away 2 of these. And all you have to do is fill out the Google form that's going to be down in the description. It'll also be listed on my website. It'll be a little shaky box. You'll see it right there. It's going to end when the sale ends. And yeah. I'm going to notify you if you're a winner. I will be listing it on my community section who the 2 winners are. Basically just fill out the form and we'll draw the winners on that last day. Good to go. So 2 Seeker 4s are going to go to 2 people. That's awesome. So thank you for that. Something to do as well. We're going to move on as quickly as I can to some of the other awesome products that they have on this sale. All right, I'm going to be perfectly honest. You're probably not going to get as excited about this as I am, okay? We have been using this so much in the house that I actually lost the manual on it. I don't know where the box of the manual is. I've been using it so much, I just don't know where anything is anymore. But I can tell you all about what this thing does. This is a combination of a light, a lantern. It's also a speaker, and it's also a power bank. So it has 11,000 milliamp hours of battery, plenty enough to charge a phone at least 2 times. This thing can run with the music going and at half power, like down here, like on low. It can run on that for over 11 hours with half volume. It's crazy how long this thing runs. And if you maybe didn't notice, just touching it turns on the light, so you can actually find all the buttons, control the light right here, which is turns on or off. You can connect it via Bluetooth, hit play, and it also has the ability to connect in series with other lanterns like this. Every member of my family basically is getting one of these for Christmas. That's basically what's going to happen here. It also will screw into a tripod if you want to do it that way. So that's a really, really cool feature. Look, you're probably not going to be as excited about this product as I am. Everyone is getting one. it is the best thing ever. It is a great side table light. We've been using it to play sleep sounds every night. I know I'm boring like that. And it's just fantastic. I don't know what else to say. You can get a pair of these right now for a lot cheaper than a single one. And I'll probably be getting at least 2 sets of those to give away. Yeah, that's what people are getting for Christmas in my household. And wow, really awesome. This thing is also water resistant. I mean, it will absolutely take rain. It's just not going to take submersion. That's a nice addition. So you can definitely use this out camping and it's not going to be an issue. It's going to give you a lot of things all in one. I really like that. It also reaches up to a maximum of 300, wait, let me turn on the light, sorry. It reaches a maximum of 300 lumens, which is actually used in the white light. So it actually has 2 different emitters. It has white up at the top, and it also has these warm lights, which honestly, I just like the warm one personally. That is way more my style. It is just excellent. I don't know what else to say. If you're considering anything like this, you know someone who would like one of these, you're going to want to get it before the sale's over. I don't know if they're going to come out with other colors before the end of the year. This is a home run as a Christmas gift, in my opinion. Like, it's going to be very, very popular. The fact that it also, just as an added bonus, when you have your music going, you can have your light like basically beating to the music. It's hysterical, but it does work. And so that's also something cool. There's just so many features. I can't go into it. There's so many things to talk about. If you're thinking about it, don't hesitate. This one is a home run and well worth it. It has a Type A and Type C port. The Type C port is for charging it. The Type A port is for actually reverse charging or charging another device. And it comes with a cable that basically works for both. So there you go. Definitely worth checking out this new lantern. Now the next product we need to talk about is the O-Clip. Now this is a really very, very cool small flashlight. But if you're seeing this, I'm sorry, I don't have access to a base model, which is in aluminum. This brass version I got at OFan Day. There's only 300 of them, so I'm sorry. This is not one that you can pick up. It does, however, still showcase what this light can do. At first, I wasn't so thrilled with it. But then my wife was like, oh my God, that's perfect. And then she clipped it upside down on her pants that don't have pockets. And I was like, oh, I get it now. That makes perfect sense. This is a light for people who don't usually carry flashlights. It has a maximum output of 300 lumens, and it's actually surprisingly bright for something this small. And this is my favorite thing probably of the whole thing. If I double press, it has red light. And if I hold press, it then has flashing red. So if I were to attach this to the back of my collar or my pants while I'm walking on a dark road, people are going to be able to see this light potentially, and that's going to be a huge safety advantage on top of everything else. Or if you're a runner, this would absolutely work. And I'm not sure if the brass makes as much sense for that, right? Because it's a much heavier light, but the base aluminum one is really cool. It is, however, quite annoying that this light in its aluminum variation is not on sale. I don't know why. It seems weird. I think this is the first time they're showing it and it's not on sale. So 30 bucks. Maybe you want to wait till they are on sale. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty spoiled. I kind of like to wait until things are on sale at Olight or at least bundled. And right now it's not. Maybe just because of limited stock, but they'll probably have future versions on sale. Just something to keep in mind. And I do really like this product. I didn't at first, but I've really grown to love it. It does have a waterproof sealed Type-C port on the side for charging. It is IPX8 waterproof. It has a little indicator for charging and being fully charged. Yeah, not much more to say. The clip is no joke. What is it called? The O-Clip? Yeah, it's nice. It's surprisingly good. And actually, I think this is going to be one of the more appealing lights to people who don't really like flashlights or don't really want to carry one. I think that this actually might cross over very, very well. All right, they have finally done it. I think they have made probably the best prying tool that they've ever come out with. Now, there's a lot to talk about here. First of all, I didn't know at first what the price was going to be for this. So I was really worried that it was going to be really expensive, especially because it has a milled out pocket that stores 3 double-sided, get out of there. There's the third one. Get out of there. 3 double-sided bits, which thankfully don't rattle either. See that little rubber gasket? They don't rattle, which is awesome. It has a ball detent system in the back to hold the bits, which means it's not only going to use the double-sided bits you see here, it's also going to use standard standard 4mm bits, not quarter inch. And so you can store either 3 bits, 3 different bits that are a little bit higher quality, but you also want to use these double-sided bits. There's a bunch of brands that make them. Hoto has one, WorkPro has one, and you can actually source bits that way. The prying edge actually is just the right angle. It's the right thickness. Honestly, they did a ton of stuff correct with this. One exception. This cutout makes me a little peeved, only because otherwise it was basically perfect. The fact that they weakened it for no good reason, it just drives me a little crazy. Otherwise, this would have been damn near perfect. So I hope that in the future they will remove this cutout. These universal closed wrenches are just about the most worthless thing ever, for the simple fact that when you have a nut, a lot of times the space around it really matters. Not only does this have to be perfectly flush with it, you have to hope that there's a whole bunch of space around that nut for you to be able to rotate it, because you have all of this up front. Even with standard wrenches, it's rare that you get a chance to use the closed wrench, and that's with basically a very tight seal around that nut. This type, it's basically useless. It's only weakening the tool, and it kind of exacerbates it by the fact that they have this finger cutout part that could have made it stronger. With that said, and I'm just being a little nitpicky here, I did actually, I don't know if I could see the marks on it. I think I might have wiped them off. Yeah, right there, and a couple others. I actually went ahead and I stuck this in a steel pipe that was above my head, and I hung on it like Joe X style. Probably should have worn gloves. That was really dumb. And it took my weight, which did surprise me. It did actually take my weight, and I'm not telling you what it is, but it's between 150 and 200 pounds. Let's just say that. That's more than enough for, I think, what you're going to use for day-to-day. Now we need to talk quickly about price. This is currently sitting at $40 base price, but is part of the DIY bundles, meaning you can get this for as low as $24 for titanium pry tool that is actually built really well and has a screwdriver built into it without any elastic bands. I have had a number of different integrated bit driver systems with these pries, like not just Olight, but many other companies. I've never seen one $24 in all titanium. That's kind of insane. And the cool thing about this particular sale is they finally put a DIY button. So if you open up the page, you'll see a little thing that says DIY in the top right corner. The number of options for this sale is one of the best I've ever seen for that particular portion. You can get 4 items and drop everything in those 4 items down 40%. And they included the O Pen Mini. Hold on a second. So the red and OD green version of this are listed for $12 with 40% off. It's like $6 each for these. So I would literally just get 1 of these and 3 of these and call it a day. I mean, that is such a good value. Like, these are actually awesome little pens with a bolt action that are pretty convenient. I have them all over the place. And this is a pretty decent pry tool. It's actually one of the better ones. And under 30, there is nothing that beats it. Absolutely nothing that can compare to the functionality with that bit driver. It's even got a decent clip, which is a shock. I mean, everything about this is pretty impressive as far as value is concerned. This is definitely something I wouldn't leave without getting. If you don't see anything else for the DIY bundles, you can always get a couple of the O Pen Minis for a very discounted rate. There's a ton of other stuff. When you click that DIY button, you're going to see a lot of other things that you can look at. The carbon fiber i5R. There's so much stuff. So they really did a good job with this particular bundle. Highly recommended. There's one other thing that you might want to consider. I don't normally talk about this because, well, it's just not for the channel usually. I got a chance to see the new gun light demonstrated at OFAN Day. I've never been this impressed. buy a flashlight that uses a CR123, 800 lumens with 500 meters of throw. The combination that they've been able to achieve and the power output using just an off-the-shelf disposable battery it's honestly, I've never seen it. And not just that, compared to the past generations, it's significantly cheaper than many of their other gun lights. So there's actually a bundle with a Warrior Mini 3, with the all black, with the black and blue Warrior Mini 3, like the standard version. And that deal is like $110 for the Warrior Mini 3, which is amazing, and that gun light. So I don't normally talk about it, but that deal is way too good. In fact, I have a friend I'm probably going to end up gifting that gun light to because it's literally that insane. It's actually ridiculous. It's hard to describe unless you actually play with it. I was lucky enough to be able to do that at OFan Day. Worth it. Just saying. If you're interested in those kinds of lights, this is the sale to get it. That light really, really impressed. So let's sum up. Really good stuff for sale. There was way too much stuff. I mean, there was a bunch of things I didn't even cover. Like the arc velds are really on sale as well, which is one of my favorite lights. I use it all the time. This video would be too long if I covered everything. This is one of those sales you're going to want to browse a little bit and check things out. Always, though, start with the DIY bundles. Nothing else, as far as I can tell, can compare value-wise. They usually get up to that 40% discount. And if you like the items that are available, it's easily the cheapest way to get whatever it is that's on the bundle, okay? So just be aware of that. I hope this was hopefully helpful in guiding you a little bit with this sale. And don't forget, make sure that you enter the giveaway in the description, also on the website. Either one will work. Just enter one time, and trust me, I'm going to check. Just one time you have to enter, and I will be drawing on the end of the sale. As always, guys, thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk again soon.